Time once again for On Point Live. I'm Michael Horn, along with our producer Corey Marino. But the stars of our shows, the guys that are going to stay on point and give you all the information. Number 15 from the Los Angeles Rams, the legendary Vince Ferragamo of so many great seasons, so many great teams, Super Bowl 14. And along with him on his side is good old number 78, the Energizer Bunny, we call him, Jackie Slater. Played 20 years with the Rams, and I'm telling you, he's a Hall of Famer extraordinaire. Vince, Jackie, welcome to your show.
Hey, thanks, Michael. Great to be on. You know, I've got all my Christmas lights up, finally.
It's about time.
I'm all done. I'm ready.
Jackie, how you coming on your Christmas lights?
I got my Christmas lights up, but mine was as near a chore as Vince's was.
Well, how so?
Well, Vince's you got to
set
put lights up for a block at his house.
Hey, Jack, I have those stringers that
for
connect.
A block long.
They connect to each other. You can only put 4 strings to one set.
Very important, Vince.
I had to replace a fuse, so I replaced the fuse on one set. They're so old, right?
Yeah.
They're incandescent lights.
Yeah.
Now they have the LED lights now, right, Mike?
Right.
But now I have the old set. It went out. So I went back and I put a new fuse in. But you know what it was? It was the connection. It was loose. I had to just get it just Vince, right. Now they all work.
Vince has so many lights at his house that all of his neighbors can turn off their outside lights because he lights up the neighborhood a full block around.
You got to know where you're at.
I wanted to decorate a tree in my front yard, and so it was tall, and I knew a guy with a bucket truck, and he didn't bring it out. He just threw the lights up there, and I told him, I said, now only 5 strands per plug-in.
That's right.
And I think he's struggling like 10 because it used to be blowing fuses out. I'd have to crawl up there on my rear end, skid up there in the on the side of the bank and put a new fuse in, and then it would blow out again.
Wow.
So finally I had to disconnect it and hook them up. Very important, everybody. No more than 5 strands.
Yeah.
You got to change it up, Mike. Change
more.
Things around.
All right, that's our show, and that was a great point. Thank you, Vince, for bringing that up. Or maybe it was Jackie. We'll be back next week with more information on how to open Christmas gifts. That'll be good. No, we got a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Weeks are getting down here I'm telling you, it's getting down to the wire. And we got to look at last week's games and this week's games. So get ready to email us. And don't forget to get some cheese, please. Harmony Cheese is our sponsor. What better Alaska cheese than Harmony Cheese? What better cheese than anywhere than HarmonyCheese.com? Go order some up. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I expect you chomping down on some Harmony Cheese. Get the Parmesan. Get the Abergelli. Get your favorite. And we'll be here on Point Live. Our email onpoint@crntalk.com. We'll be back.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun.
Welcome back.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
It's On Point Live.
Jingle bells chiming, jingle
In a relaxing
bells
Christmas holiday moment.
and prancing
In the chorus, Vince Ferragamo, star of the show.
in the frosty air.
Tinkling the sleigh bells, Jackie Slater, ladies and gentlemen. Good job, Jackie.
Thank you.
I like that guitar, those slides. And Jackie is making some
Bobby Helms.
good music. Corey, that's the best part of the show right there.
Yeah,
That's good.
nice one.
No, don't say that. We got a lot to talk about here.
man.
Well, first off, I wasn't kidding about Harmony Cheese because Christmas time is coming up. People are starting to get panicked on what to give. They have put together some cheese packs. You get 10% off if you put down CRN Talk when you leave the website. Now, this is a website, harmonycheese.com. Whatever your cheese preferences are, you can build your own. They've got some already built for you. They can mail them out anywhere in the country. A person opens it up and they go like, cheese. I mean, who doesn't love great cheese? You got holiday parties coming up, New Year's parties. Take the most advantage of the greatest cheese around. It's from Wisconsin, the home of great cheese. Am I right, Vince? You love Wisconsin. You played there with the Green Bay Packers, for God's sakes, and almost didn't leave.
Without a doubt, Mike, that's the best cheese around. And, you talked about the holiday season coming up with this charcuterie boards, Jack, with all this cheese. And
definitely.
how about all the festive occasions we've got coming up, too? You got Valentine's Day. You've got the Super Bowl. People are already calling me They want us to show up, Jackie, for these Super Bowl parties, and they need some cheese. Guess what the cheese they're going to get? They get Harmony cheese.
Right. Well,
That's for
better
sure.
Get it. Now, Jackie, you wanted to get traded there, and this was a story unreported. But no. You wanted to spend all 20 years, all 20 seasons with the same team. But when you would go and play in Green Bay, watch out. You would pack up the suitcase, throw out the clothes, and bring back Harmony cheese. Is that a true story? Am I on point with that one?
Well, almost. You got it almost right. I did consider going and playing in a cold weather city where they had a humongous fan base that supported them all throughout the community, and I came really close to considering Green Bay. Unfortunately, I got to stay here in Southern California where the weather is always beautiful.
Yeah,
Mike, that's a funny thing you mentioned that because he was getting wine and dine late in his career, and they wanted him at every team. He thought it was, it's pretty much time to wrap it up. He says, no, Atlanta Falcons wanted him. He goes down this before we had free agency, and Jackie actually kind of created the free agency turn for most of these players because they wined and dined him. And then he came back to L.A. and he got what he wanted, so that was it. So
Jackie,
free agency works, doesn't it, Jackie?
Free agency definitely works.
Yeah. Jackie, Phillip Rivers is coming back. Vince, Phillip Rivers is coming back. Quarterback. There's a shot for you guys coming back.
Not me.
If I come back, I got to have Jackie up front, so with Dennis Hara.
No. If you come back, you do not want me up front. Because you are liable to get broken in half real fast, Vince. Real fast.
I'm going to put my life against what you got in front, Jackie.
Just take some Harmony cheese, Jackie. You take Harmony cheese in your pockets and you throw it on the field, and the other guys on the other team will start picking it up and get in trouble with their coach, but they'll get some good cheese. All right, let's get into it here. Let's look at last week and start thinking about this week because the Rams came back strong, 45-17 over the Cardinals. Vince, what'd you see in that game?
Well, they look like the number one team, but I have some advice for Michael Bidwell, the owner of the Phoenix Cardinals. I just don't think Arizona's ship is going to make it. I think it's sinking, and the only way to right the ship is to swab the deck, Jackie, and make the captain and crew walk the plank. I mean, they've got to get rid of this deal.
Keep somebody,
it's not working. It is not working. I would keep a few guys.
Since that first
Jacoby Brissett. You got to keep their tight end, McBride. You got to keep Kanias Williams. Kanias Campbell, Marvin Harrison Jr. I would keep Michael Wilson.
That's only like 6 guys. Vince.
That's
they
it.
Got 55 guys on that team.
I don't care.
They got a couple of pretty good offensive guards, Vince, that's doing a really good job for them.
Well, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 other players. It's funny. They got to change the house.
It's funny you would say that because for whatever reason, and we thought that Jonathan Gannon, a defensive-oriented guy, we thought that he was hired by Arizona in light of the fact that he had, the 49ers, he's got the Rams, he
was a
Seattle,
Philadelphia, right?
He's got all of these teams in his conference that has to be defended. And, we never really thought much about the offensive side of the ball. And this is where I think some of the problem is coming in, what they're doing on the offense. And, football is glamorized by offensive personnel and offensive game plan, and they haven't been all that so sophisticated. So I think I understand what you're saying about swabbing the deck because they certainly could use an infusion of some new talent and new schemes offensively.
Well, Jackie, he's a defensive coordinator. The Rams rushed for 249 yards against them. And when the league now has come to the running game and the fruition of the running game.
Well, we said that. Remember? We said we were going to see a resurgence of the running game.
It's really the balance between pass and run. As wide open as the passing game is, you really need to have a consistent running game. But you saw that with the Rams, what they're doing. All the good teams that are vying for championship right now, all can run the ball and are all well balanced. But when you have the ball and your opponent is going to run the ball, and they run for over 10 yards a carry, that's demoralizing. It is demoralizing. There's no reason to even think that this team should even be playing. Because you need to stop when they're going to run. You got to stop the run.
You got to be able to stop the run, and I think that's where the good teams, Vince,
they couldn't do it.
Are able to rear their heads during the tough times. I mean, when you think about Los Angeles, the Rams, if you're going to throw the football 50 times a game, they're going to hit you in the lips because they got Jerry Verse, They got Brian Young. They got Kobe inside there. They got good pass rushes. Yeah. They got Fisk. They got people that can rush the passer, and then they got people that can cover, play zone coverage, play man cover, whatever it is that Shula wants to do. So once you determine that you are going to show up and you are not going to run the football, you're going to throw it all day. In my opinion, you're playing into the hands of whoever your adversary is, and that needs to change.
Well, you also have to do a great job scouting your opponent too, Jackie. As we saw when they played Carolina, they did a great job scouting their opponent there. But now you've got the Detroit Lions coming to town, okay? And you know their team is looking at how they're going to beat the Rams. And if you see something, especially with coverage-wise, a defender is getting beat. I mean, you got to detect that. You're going to go after them.
You're going to get the Robert Bailey effect.
What is that?
You remember Robert Bailey? He was a little slot corner we had from the University of Miami, and he had a penchant for getting burned. He wasn't tall and rangy as that slot cover guy, just a little bit of snot in there. And I remember like it was yesterday, we were down in New Orleans, and the quarterback came up to the line of scrimmage, and he looked and he looked and he looked and he yelled and he looked, and then he found Robert Bailey where he was sitting, and he never looked anymore. And he had the ball snapped, and that's the first thing he did was went right after Robert Bailey, all the way down the field and scored a touchdown. So you can't show any flaws in your game at any particular position or area of defense. The good ones will take advantage of it every time.
Yep. Mike Bidwell is on the line right now. I think he's heading towards Houston right now for this weekend's game, I think. That's what I think he's riding the ship for you there, Vince.
Oh boy, I'm telling you what.
Yeah, that's good man.
They got to right that ship.
But Vince, Sean McVay, you know, you got to give it to him, man. When he first came here, and he had Todd Gurley. Remember Todd Gurley? And Todd Gurley spearheaded all of their offensive efforts all the way up until they got into the playoffs and down at the Super Bowl. You know, he was like operating on one knee. And Sean McVay looked at that situation, and shortly after that, Todd Gurley was gone from the Rams. But what has happened subsequently to that is Sean McVay has gone out and he's got him not one but two good running backs, about the same size.
Blake Corum and Kyron Williams.
Both of them are capable of inserting the ball in the line of scrimmage. He is not going to let that situation come up again where they can't run the ball.
And they're going to be up against another team that can run the ball too, with Jahmyr Gibbs. He's the only guy 20.
Oh my goodness!
20.
You start looking at that guy's
45 stats. Touchdowns in 3 years, Jack. He's tied with Barry Sanders.
It's unbelievable.
League history. Watch this guy. He's unbelievable.
We're going to have to come back after the break and talk about it.
And there's nothing about it. We got to come back. Vince Ferragamo, Jackie Slater will be back. On Point Live. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, On Point Live with Vince and Jackie. Check us out on Instagram, on.point.live, and our website, onpointlive.net. HarmonyCheese.com. Order some up right away. Say CRN Talk, 10% off. Ladies and gentlemen, for Christmas time, bring it up. Let's hear it for Jackie Slater playing his organ. Jackie sounded great, I'll tell you right now.
Thank you very much.
On Point Live is in session here. Great Christmas music. We could just leave that music in the background all the way through the show. Wouldn't it be nice?
Yeah,
kind of
wouldn't
pleasant.
it be great?
Yeah,
It's in a great kind of mood, I'll tell you right now. Welcome back to the show. We got to take a look at some more games, though. We got the Lions finally turned things around here, guys. 44-20 over the Cowboys, who we thought were turning things around, but apparently they weren't. Jackie, we'll start with you here. What are your thoughts on this one?
This is the one thing that I think it makes Jared Goff special, Vince, but it also gives any team an opportunity to be successful. When you run the football as easily as they have done it, with whoever you're giving it to. These guys got two really good backs, just like the Rams, where their running game is not going to fail them at any point in time during this season because of the health of these two backs. But when you look at Detroit, man, their offensive line is special, especially their right tackle. He's a dominant football player. And their running back. Listen, Vince, over the last 7 games, Lions' Jahmyr Gibbs, he has a game with 250 plus scrimmage yards, a game with 200 plus rushing yards, a game with 100 plus receiving yards, a game with 10 plus catches, a game with 14 yards of rush, 3 games with 3 touchdowns and a 75-yard touchdown run. Vince, no other back has done that in his entire career, and this guy has accumulated these stats in 7 weeks. That tells you how special this guy is. And if the Rams know what's good for him, Chris Shula is going to spend his time making sure that this guy is somebody that they deal with.
He will have endless nights trying to prepare for a guy like that, Jack, because he's one of a kind. There's a special breed. There's a third-year Jahmyr Gibbs, and he can do everything. They're going to find a way to get him on special teams, too, Jack. He'll be returning punts and kickoffs for touchdowns.
Any way he touches the ball, he's going to be
effective. He's
electric.
He's something else, and he's reckoned. He's a serious weapon on their offense.
Vince, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. Okay. So far this season, in passing, most passing touchdowns this season, Matthew Stafford, 35. The next closest, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott with 26.
Right.
The Rams and Detroit Lions are squaring off this week. Let's put this one to rest and see who is the best quarterback when they go head-to-head. What do you think?
Well, you like to break it down to one game, Mike. I look at it as the totality of what they mean to their team. But Jared Goff has been a great piece for them to build this Lions team and resurgence of the Detroit Lions. They were in the cellar for many years. But I think Dan Campbell has really balanced this attack on offense, and he's got the defense playing up to par. So they've put it all together, Mike. And when you have that balance, you can adjust your entire team. So now you have more confidence. And here's a coach that goes for it more than any coach in the NFL on fourth down. I sometimes I don't agree with his decision-making, but it's worked in a lot of cases. So, I mean, they have a certain mentality. They have a certain confident level of when they go to play an opponent, and they want to go out there and just beat you at the line of scrimmage. This is how they have most success. And they give the Rams a viable contest this week. I mean, it's not going to be the Cardinals they're playing.
This is perhaps their most formidable foe.
Yeah, this team and next
season.
week. So the next 2 games, I think, are going to decide how the Rams fate what happens the rest of this season, because they have Seattle next week. But
right.
yeah, this team, it's going to be a rematch, Jackie, of Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff.
Right.
I mean, both these guys have something to prove. I think Jared Goff, the way he left, on the terms he left, I think he has more at stake, but I think we'll see what happens this coming weekend.
Well, there's no doubt about it, and you just hit the nail on the head. There's a certain amount of I don't want to use the word vengeance, but there's a certain amount of bold determination that some key men in both these organizations right now have, that they've got to prove to us, the nation, and to themselves and this opponent that they came out ahead in the Matt Stafford Jared Goff trade. Time is only going to tell this after we look back on it several years from now, but both of these teams are looking and have built around these 2 quarterbacks to give them a chance for each of these organizations to say, we made the right decision, we got the right guy. Time is only going to tell.
And both teams had decisive wins last week, Mike, which bodes well for the matchup this week. And Puka Nacua, don't forget, had 167 yards receiving last week. He only needs a few yards to surpass, Odell Beckham for the most in league history. So it's probably going to happen, I'm sure.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. He only has to average 50 yards a game for the next 4 games.
He might do it in 1 game, Jackie.
He might do it in 2 games. There's no doubt about it. He is really unique.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua, for the fans that are watching the Rams, that are watching pro football, you look at Puka Nacua. He's almost as big as a tight end, much faster than all of them, and he's got great hands, Vince. They use him as a blocker in situations.
Great toughness, Jackie.
Great toughness. He's a gritty guy, competitor.
He's immune to any tough coverage that he's imposed against him.
And Lord forbid, if you put your biggest man-to-man guy on him, he's going to beat him. Every single time.
And he gets open quick. He doesn't wait. He doesn't jog down the field like Travis Kelce, and Patrick Mahomes keeps looking for who am I going to throw to?
Right. And that ball in his mind, that ball is his. In his mind, you can clearly see that he thinks the quarterback is not throwing picks. He's throwing it to him.
It doesn't matter where it is.
He goes to get it. He goes to get it.
I like those kind of receivers.
That's good. Now, wasn't necessarily decisive, but it was a win. It was from the heartland of this country, the home of Harmony Cheese,
Yes.
and we had two rivals last week, the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. The Bears have been playing incredibly great football. The Packers trying to get things turned around, and they did, and they beat the Bears 28-21. Your thoughts on that, Vince?
Well, Ben Johnson, I have to put some of the blame on the coach. As good a coach as he is, now,
What did he
Michael,
say, Vince?
there was a quote, and he was on video
Vince, is this
prior to this game.
Is it bulletin board material?
Oh, it is big time for the locker room. He
Really?
says, to be quite frank,
Yes.
okay, I've kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year with
Wow.
a smirk on his face and a smile. You don't
Wow.
think that went across
Wow.
the Packer locker room
Them's fighting words
for
right
Matt
there.
LaFleur? Oh my God, they came out and they proved him wrong. I mean,
Oh,
they
man,
they beat the Bears last week in a fist fight.
Mm-hmm.
They beat him.
Shit. Yeah.
It was a knockdown drag out. I'm telling
mean,
you right
it
now,
was,
it was fun.
Three
A fun game to
touchdowns.
watch.
That's right.
It was a
Jordan
fun
Love
game to
threw
watch.
3 of them.
Yeah, he did throw 3, Mike, and they were getting blitzed, and, he stands in there good. He recognizes what to do with the ball, and he has good ball placement as a quarterback.
Right.
And Jackie and I
And on
both
the
agree.
deep pass, too,
He's
Vince.
improving
The
each
deep
and every
pass.
week.
He was throwing the deep
Oh,
pass.
yeah, well, when he sees single coverage, he sees he's got the field. He's going to use that field and lead his receiver to open space. He'll
Jackie-
off balance.
Jack, in this next game, I was hoping it'd be a little more decisive because it was a little closer than I thought. But this team has been looking great. I'm talking about the Broncos. Going up against the Raiders. Raiders made it kind of close, 24-17, but Denver controlled the game through the time of possession for some long drives, too, on that. Vince, you start with you.
Bo Nix, that young quarterback
Yes.
who's been brilliantly led and taught by Sean Payton. Vince and I are in 100% agreement on that.
Yes.
But Bo Nix it's really interesting to see a young quarterback not be consumed with throwing touchdowns, Vince. He's not consumed with throwing touchdowns. He is consumed with the theory that his coach has implanted in his brain that we want to have more plays than our offense, than our opponent.
Right.
We want to control the clock. So he was asked on an interview, he said, what was one of the things that you feel like you could have done a little bit differently? He said, after controlling the ball for over 20 minutes more than his opponent, he said, I would like to have had a few more long drives. I would like to have had a few
the ball
more.
the whole game?
I would like to have had a few more long drives. This young man is starting to understand the importance of having control of the football when their opponent's offense is sitting on the bench. And that's how you win games in the National Football League.
Give credit to George Patton, the GM. Give credit to Sean Payton, okay, for what they've done and imposed the will on this team, and they've gone out and accomplished everything. They've won 10 straight, have one of the best records in football along with New England Patriots. I mean, they are doing it. And Bo Nix, a second-year quarterback out of Oregon, 81% of his passes, Jackie, 212 yards to 11 different receivers
11 different guys.
for an average of 6.8 yards per catch. That's
And
ball
the new
control.
heartthrob.
That's
the new
ball control.
the new heartthrob of the NFL. A lot
And
of
7
women
out of
loving-
12 third down
Vince,
It
conversions,
just saps.
Michael.
It saps the energy of a defense. I can remember when,
And
when I
we're
played
not even
again.
talking about their defense, Jackie. It was
Yeah,
like
I
the
know,
number
we're not-
one defensive pass rush in
And
football.
not only are they the number one defensive pass rush, but they have more guys on their defense that are in the top 5
Pro Bowl.
relative to the Pro Bowl balloting as anybody in all
they
of
have
pro
10
football.
guys on their team. Half their team is up for Pro Bowl, Mike. What does that tell you?
They're playing
yeah.
great football.
That's how good they are.
They're very, very good.
Crenshaw, Bonito is in there, Allen. You just you go to the list, you go right on down the list.
Bufunga,
Hufunga, who the
Prentice.
secondary.
Cooper.
Offensive lineman.
And we haven't even talked about some of their offensive guys.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. They are a really good football team.
Team to watch, I'm
and
telling
Peyton,
you.
and, you
They're
know,
scary. They're
you know,
scary. Okay, especially at home.
We talk about the people in New England being up for Coach of the Year, but Sean Payton, he's got to be in that top tier for Coach of the Year
Well,
candidates.
do you see the progression of the quarterback first year, second year? Some guys hit a sophomore slump, Jackie, as we've seen. But this guy is still progressing. He's getting
still
better
growing.
and better. He's improving. He understands the game. He's well coached from his dad years growing up, but he stands in the pocket, motionless,
Yeah.
looking downfield. I
Right.
mean, that's what it takes for a quarterback. Then he can run.
You got a good
he can do
offensive
everything.
line. Good
You're listening to On Point Live. Vince Ferragamo, Jackie Slater. We got to take a quick break. Want to remind you that you can email us onpoint@crntalk.com. Onpoint@crntalk.com. Don't forget, order up some great holiday cheese from our sponsor, HarmonyCheese.com. HARMONY cheese CHEESE.com. On checkout, put down CRN Talk, 10% off your order. All the great cheeses are available there, cheese trays and a lot more. HarmonyCheese.com sponsors On Point Live. We'll be back.
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling.
Playing the guitar in this one, I don't know if a lot of you know that. The legendary Vince Ferragamo. Eating the pumpkin pie for Brenda Lee. The one and only Jackie Slater. How was that pumpkin pie, or pumpkin as she likes to call it there, Jackie?
Well, I actually had sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie. That's
Sweet
good.
potato
All right.
pie, yes.
Great tune. Love it. Rocking around the Christmas tree. Let's get back into it, guys. We got the season ends coming up here soon. And what do we got? 3 more games left, something like that?
4 games,
Four
Mike.
games.
We're
Four
in the
games
fourth
before
quarter
play.
of the season, yeah.
All right. So, I didn't listen. I should have listened. I knew it. Texans, Houston has got one of the best defenses in the league. They went up,
The best.
yeah, they go up against the Chiefs and trounce them 20-10. Vince Ferragamo, what went on here?
Well, you know what? I was a little confused on this one, too. I just didn't estimate that their defense would have that great of an impact against the Chiefs, but it surely did. Their pass rush was relentless. They got after Mahomes. He was running. He didn't have time to throw the ball in the pocket. They just weren't balanced enough. I like some of their employed formations to protect the quarterback. They took 2 tight ends back in the backfield the one time. I wish they would have used it more. They took care of Will Anderson on the right side on the pass rush, Jack, and it actually worked. But they just used it one time. I thought they might have used it more. I think it was a creative concept, and I love the creativity of Andy Reid. However, the Texans were just too much. I mean, their defense played great to get them back in the second half. They didn't score any points in the first half. The Chiefs didn't. And they had to do everything in the second half. And then Andy Reid found himself, Jackie, having to go for it on 4th down on his own 30. That's
And that's
unlike
not
what
Andy.
he doesn't like to do that.
No,
But
he
as
doesn't.
good as their defense played, he thought he had to pull something out of his hat to try to make a swing in his favor
They
to go
needed
down.
some juice.
They
They needed
needed
some
something
juice.
extra, and I didn't think Travis Kelce was really up to par in this game, and it's a shame.
Well,
It's
you know,
age catching up to him.
relative to Travis Kelce, I've always viewed him as a guy that was an outlet, that was running routes relative to the defense that was being presented.
Correct.
To get open so that he could be a safety valve for the quarterback.
still is.
And,
Right.
And he still
He
is.
still is for his
and Vince,
girlfriend.
he actually had an opportunity to make a big play in the game, hit him right in the hands, and he didn't snatch it and control it and bring it in like we normally see him do. And the ball bounced around and it was intercepted because 2 defenders were right there on him. But when I think about the Kansas City Chiefs, the thing that just jumps out at me was how they were dominated by the defense. Now this is the number one. The Texans have the number 1 defense in all of pro football at this point in time. They can do everything. They can rush the passer, stop the run. They can play coverage. They can shut you down man to man. They can do it all. But the way that they came out and what they forced Andy Reid's offense to do with Patrick Mahomes at him. I mean, when have we seen Patrick Mahomes complete 19.8%? Have a passer rating of 19.8% in a half of a game. We haven't seen that, Vince.
No.
We haven't seen that. And not only have we not seen that, but we have not seen an Andy Reid coached football team with an inability to rush the football for at least 4 yards of carry. They didn't do that very well. And they did not do a good job at the line of scrimmage blocking these guys. I thought Patrick Mahomes, I thought he just came unglued, Vince. He threw 3 interceptions. I mean, when have we seen that? Patrick Mahomes usually, if he doesn't throw the ball to a receiver, he's throwing it away in an area where the ball is not going to be at risk. So I don't know what's going on in Kansas City right now, but this is the first time in 9 years that we possibly won't be seeing them in the playoffs.
Oh, boy.
I mean, think about that.
You're seeing Travis Kelce running routes for Taylor Swift, picking up the groceries, got to get the laundry, a few things like that. There's some other things that he's got going on, Vince. What do you think about that?
Well, maybe it's just his mind is overly encumbered for some reason. I don't know. But
let me ask you guys a question seriously.
Yes.
When you have relationships in your life, when you're married or you're dating or whatever you're playing, does that get on your mind during the game? You think about that other special someone, and it may take away a little something from the game in the case of Travis Kelce, and he may not even know it, but it's happening?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I think you have to put everything in perspective, Mike, and I think you have to put at your foremost list of things you have to prepare for is your job and your commitment to the team.
Yeah.
And I think that has to be overwhelmingly, 100% of your focus. And so everything else in your life, that's
it's important.
It's important, but you have to, like I say, it's preparation, Jackie.
Right.
It's preparing yourself not only physically, mentally, sleep. Everything you do needs to get ready for the game.
You asked me that question, and I learned a lot from a lot of veteran ball players during the time that I played, and I learned how sincerely in love they were and how important their relationships with their wives were. And those wives, they showed that they appreciated the love of their husbands by allowing them to do the things that they needed to do. Now, for me, in my wildest imagination, I can't imagine Taylor Swift doing anything that would affect his preparation or his focus during the course of a week, because I'm sure she wants to see him do well, and Lord knows she's got enough going on in her own life not to be busying him too much with interrupting his footballs. So it's just a matter of him having the dogged determination to say, I'm playing football right now. This is what I have to do, regardless of any off-field stuff going on. They are dependent on me to be the outlet for this quarterback, arguably the best quarterback we've seen in the last 25 years or so, and I've got to step up to the plate and do the job. And that's what it comes down to. It just comes down to focus, and there's no way you're going to tell me that Travis Kelce is not capable of turning that on, Vince, and being a focused player for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, he generally has been focused the whole time. He's a Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer, Jackie, except that there's a distraction. Something's distracting him, and I think age has a lot to do with it, Michael. At his position, at tight ends, I mean, they could play a number of years, but I mean, he's in his, 15th season?
Yeah. Well, there is a guy in his 20th season. We were just looking at it on the way in.
That's right.
Hold on a second.
So he's got 5 more years to go.
Yeah. Andy reads on the phone. He
Lewis.
says, Jackie, you're hired.
Yeah,
right. All right.
There you go.
Closer game.
Yes.
Bills 32, Bengals 28. I love watching Buffalo play at this time of year. If you don't have snow where you live, you just turn the heater up because you get freezing watching these games go. That was closer than I thought it was going to be. But the Bengals quarterback's back again there, Joe Burrows. Vince, your thoughts on this game?
Boy, I tell you, Orchard Park in the snow. I mean, there's nobody better than Josh Allen. I mean, this team came from 2 touchdowns back. I mean, Joe Burrow has been, sensational. Sensational. 10 out of 12 on third downs. I mean, he threw touchdowns. He's a competitor. He's prolific. He's accurate. He's a quarterback.
He's
a
great
quarterback.
But
Josh Allen and this Buffalo Bills team is resilient. They came back from behind, Jack. That's the commitment.
The longest run by a quarterback, Vince.
Jackie, that's a mindset.
60-yard run by a quarterback.
He will do whatever it takes. I mean, he's big, strong, fast, got an arm that's she throws a rifle into a ball. He's starting to take on a little bit of a touch pass, too, which is making him extra special.
Cincinnati, when scoring at least 33 points, they're 4-7. The rest of the NFL, when scoring at least 33 points, they're 136-10-2.
Wow.
That tells you Burrows is pretty darn good. Huh?
Defense. You got to stop them at some point. Defense wins championships.
At some point in time, you got to say, "Hey, halt!
Yeah.
You go no further than right here."
Steelers 27, Ravens 22. What's with the Ravens, Jackie Slater?
Well, I still think it's Lamar. I looked at some of that game, and I saw him, Vince, get in a squeeze and get sacked. And in the past, I don't think he would have taken those sacks. I also saw him get in a squeeze and then come out of that, but he didn't make the explosive plays that he was capable of doing. He'd come out of it, just with his niftiness, but when he had to open up and run to really make it a big play, he never did that. And I can tell you from experience, I pulled my hamstring, and I didn't do nearly as much running as he is doing, didn't have nearly as much fast twitch muscle fiber as he displays to do what he does, and I know that he is concerned about that hamstring popping again. So, it's still a problem. He's still a problem, and he still can be impactful from the pocket. But when protection breaks down, like it often does and has in the past with him, he just can't get out and make those big explosive plays that he made when he won those two MVPs in the league.
Credit Mike Tomlin for silencing the critics, Jackie, because there was a lot of talk about what's going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, they were chanting, "Fire Tomlin, fire Tomlin."
But that's not going to happen, Jackie, because he's that good. He got that team rolling. That defense was up to play. And then credit that defense. When they rush the quarterback, they're looking for the rush lanes for the quarterback. They collapse those rush lanes down. They do that on defense. They're a collapsing defense. They're suffocating, and they won. And then Aaron Rodgers had his best game. He's throwing to guys like Kenneth Gainwell, Jackie, who's a great running back. He's a great receiver out of the backfield. They understand that, and he's completing balls. DK Metcalf had a big day, Michael. So they got the ball. That's his best game. This is the time of the year that he steps up. Okay, so watch out with the Steelers. We said that earlier.
A little bit of an upset here. Titans 31 against the Browns 29. Vince, what'd you think? Sanders seemed to do okay at quarterback. What was the problem here?
Well, you got to like Shedeur Sanders, okay? I mean, that was his best game. He's only in his rookie season, okay? He's coming out. They should have won this game. There's no reason they should have lost this game to the Titans, especially the Titans. And, when you look at his performance, there's something to like moving forward. Okay, this is somebody you can build on. I hope they recognize that and put players around him. They certainly have a defense. They can start winning some games.
Well, they've already come out and said that he's going to be the starting quarterback for the rest of the season. This, to put numbers to his good performance that you just said, he had 364 yards passing.
That's probably the most in the NFL last weekend.
It may have been. And he had 3 touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns. And, Vince, he ran for a touchdown. So, I mean, this is one of the best performances by a young quarterback in the National Football League that we've seen in a very, very long time. And the interesting thing about it is that Sanders was under pressure 63% of his dropbacks.
Check.
So if you as an organization and as a coach and as a team can't look and see this was very productive, this we need more often, this we need to grow with and go with.
Okay, real quick.
I think the head coach came out and
Jackie and Michael, real quick, he was the first quarterback in Browns history since 1950 to have thrown for 300 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and rushed for a touchdown in a single game. That's a rookie.
Jaguars 36, Colts 19. That was an amazing game, Jackie.
Wow,
it was an amazing game. And Trevor Lawrence, this guy he never ceases to amaze me. He goes from somebody that I'm thinking, well, how is he managing to play to, a guy that's hitting multiple long passes, making plays down the field.
Balance, Jackie. Balance, run, pass, man. I'm telling you.
But all of this.
Cohen's making a better quarterback.
All of this, in my opinion, success from the pocket with a quarterback like him starts with your ability to run the football and feature your offensive line a good back. And that's what's happening in Jacksonville right now. And all of a sudden, the quarterback is playing better.
Yep. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, speed handicap, and get ready to find out what your experts think about these games coming up this weekend. Don't forget to get your Harmony Cheese. HarmonyCheese.com is the website. Don't forget to write down CRN Talk. When you leave the website, get 10% off your first order at HarmonyCheese.com. Send us your questions at onpoint@crntalk.com. And don't forget to like our YouTube channel. Subscribe to On Point Live with Vince and Jackie. We'll be back on Point Live.
He's making a list, he's
Speed handicapping right now on the On Point Live Show with Vince Ferragamo and Jackie Slater with Christmas music in the background. Raiders at the Philadelphia Eagles. Vince.
I got to go with the Eagles. The Raiders have dropped 10 in a row or 11.
Jackie.
The Eagles are going to read.
I'm going Eagles. Corey.
Eagles all the way.
Corey, Chargers at Kansas City Chiefs.
I got the Chiefs.
I got the Chargers.
I have the Chiefs.
I got the Chargers.
Okay.
Since Cleveland Browns at Chicago Bears. Jackie.
I'm going with the Bears.
I'm with you.
I got the Bears.
Bears all the way.
All right, we got Baltimore Ravens at Cincinnati Bengals. I got the Bengals.
I'm going with the Bengals as well.
I'm going with the Ravens, man. They got to win.
I'm going with the
John
Ravens as
Harbaugh.
well.
New York Jets at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Vince.
I'm going Jaguars.
Jaguars. Jaguars.
Yep,
Corey?
Jaguars.
Buffalo Bills at New England Patriots. Corey.
I got the Bills.
I got the Patriots.
I'm going with the Patriots at home.
I agree with Corey, man. No Stephon Diggs. It's not going to matter. I got the Bills.
Arizona Cardinals at the Houston Texans. Jackie.
I'm going with the Texans, number one
I'm with
defense in
you on
pro
that one.
football.
I got the defense too. Texans.
Corey.
Texans as well.
Washington Commanders at the New York Giants. Corey.
I got the Giants.
Me too.
After the bye week, I got the Giants too.
The Washington Commanders do not even have a quarterback. You got to go with the Giants.
Indianapolis Colts at Seattle Seahawks. Jackie.
I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks. They just lost their quarterback in Indy.
Vince.
Well, I'm going with the Seahawks, even though they're going to get maybe the Phillip Rivers back. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I got the Seahawks as well.
I'm going Seahawks.
Yeah.
Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. Vince.
I got the running game in the Panthers. Take control.
Jackie.
I'm going with the Carolina Panthers and Taylor Moton, their starting right tackle.
Yeah, I got the Panthers as well.
I'm going Saints.
Ooh.
Okay, Green Bay Packers at the Denver Broncos. I like the Broncos. Jackie.
I'm going with Garrett Bowles, their left tackle, and the Denver Broncos.
I have the home team Broncos.
I got the Broncos as well.
Tennessee Titans at San Francisco 49ers. Vince.
49ers.
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 That's a
Detroit Lions at the Rams. Jackie.
L.A. Rams. L.A. Rams.
I have to go for the upset.
LA
I'm going to go with the upset,
Rams, LA
Jackie.
Rams.
I'm going with the Lions.
You going with the Lions?
I have to.
You got
Corey.
to be kidding me.
I got the Rams.
That's not who I want to win.
Minnesota Vikings at the Dallas Cowboys. Corey.
I got the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I'm going
I
to
got
take
Cowboys,
I'm going to
man.
take Dak Prescott over McCarthy.
Miami Dolphins at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going Pittsburgh.
Yep, 2 in a row. Pittsburgh
I'm
Steelers.
going with Mike
Here we go,
Tomlin.
baby.
I got the Dolphins in upset.
There you have it. That's our
Dolphins
show.
in an upset.
You got the
Corey.
winners right there. That's it. I'm telling you, don't forget
Can't
to
believe you
get
got-
to harmonycheese.com. 10% off your order if you say CRN Talk.
Corey.
Don't forget, remember what we always say.
What do we say, Jackie? Stay on point.